Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Dinosaur and the Dude, the only podcast in the fucking world with the shittiest audio with the most amazing content. Love that you all are listening to us, and we really appreciate it. So sit back and relax as we start this episode. Hey, I got a couple of questions for you. You looking for awesome stuff to listen to while you're on the road, doing exercise, mowing the yard, watching clouds float by, memorizing your numbers to pi? Awesome. That's, by the way, are you trying to find off the wall things to check out that, happen to be something that somebody else is talking about that you felt kind of like, oh man, nobody discussed these kind of things? Or are you like are you like four months deep into the new year and looking for a calendar still? Are you looking for shirts or bags or hats, with cool stuff on it and or cool logos or something like that, and you just don't know where to go? Have no fear. We've got you covered. All you've got to do is go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. That's it. Just get on your keyboard or on your phone or on your tablet or yell across the room for someone else to do it for you and just go there. Go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. I would spell it for you, but I'm too lazy. There, though, you will find all of the Dinosaur and the Dude episodes and, that's right, and the merch. So that calendar you're looking for, got it. It's there. Shirts, there too. Hats, yep. What about a backpack? Just go to TheDinosaurandTheDude.com for all your amazing needs to be filled. Want to hear some off-the-wall comments about some topics that you didn't really even think about somebody was going to mention? There you go. And it's all audio. Total, as we talked about before, orthodox podcast, all audio, so you can listen to it on the go. You don't have to worry about looking at anything. You can listen to it till you lose your hearing. It's so much content. We're on season 2, so we've got at least 80 episodes that you can listen to, all about somewhere between hour, 2 hours. So you got it. You on a long road trip? We got you. TheDinosaurandTheDude.com. Check it out and enjoy. Okay.
So, hi.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about feral kids, and guess what else?
Okay.
I was reviewing the Twitter thing, and I saw that extra comment about that girl.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I knew about her.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we'll get into that for sure. But before we get into any of that, we're going to start off hot because I got some shit to cover before we start off into the main topic. So hey, everybody, thanks for joining us into this awesome episode. I'm predicting it already. It's going to be awesome because that's what you got to do.
We don't have a choice at this point.
Yeah, we got to keep cranking out what we perceive to be awesome.
Actually, amazing.
So, right here is the disclaimer. Okay, everyone, before we get started into this episode, whatever we might be talking about might be triggering. So, here's the warning. Just be mindful of what we are saying is definitely something that we're not trying to trigger you on, but just some of the topics might be a little iffy in regards to, yeah, exactly. That's the word I was trying to say.
Fragile, delicate.
Yeah. And we're not saying that you are. It's just that some of the content might trigger somebody in a certain way.
It's offensive.
We talk about different things that happen to people that could be assaults, or somebody could be killed or
We do
chased.
try to give trigger warnings, though, so I'll give you
Yeah.
the quick disclaimer.
Yeah. So
Um,
you all listen to her. The dinosaur is going to go over the disclaimer because I can't, because I don't give a fuck. She cares way more. She cares way more than I do, even though she'll say the opposite. So you all
That's
just
true.
listen to the disclaimer. It's here for your benefit. Here's the dinosaur. Also, everything that we're saying in our episodes, unless we state otherwise, is all for entertainment. And there's no there's nothing that we're giving away as advice or of a matter of fact that you should go out in the world and do your own thing. We're basically saying we're not responsible for whatever fuck ups you experience after listening to us and trying to do whatever the fuck we're talking about. That's on you. Okay. All right. Now she'll finish out the rest of the disclaimer.
We don't know shit, and we don't try to say that we know shit. We like the internet, and it likes us, so we play together sometimes. But don't take anything that we say to heart. Don't take it as the gospel. Don't take it as an expert of any kind, because we don't know shit. We just like to hang out and with y'all and talk about goofy shit or funny shit or scary shit or real shit or whatever shit. And
It's just all shit. Yeah.
it's all shit with the audio shit, you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much,
Yeah.
that's our moniker.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if we know that we're going to offend you, so we get that. At some point, we will offend somebody, and if we do, we're sorry. Find another podcast. Not that we don't want you here. It's just that if we're going to be in the habit of offending you, then we don't want to hurt your feelings. So, but if you're not 18, please don't listen to this. And I think that might be it.
Now, that was all fine and dandy, and yes, everybody's like, "Oh, that's the same disclaimer as every episode." Yeah, because we're lazy fucks and we're trying to be, but we're lazy actually is like the opposite side. We're actually efficient.
Yeah, we're
So
super productive.
We're like, look, let's get the best disclaimer. Let's get that recorded and put that so it's the best one each and every time. It's not that we're lazy. It's just that we're efficient because that frees us up to talk about more shit.
Right.
Here's the more shit.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about, as the title of this episode says, feral kids. Now, on the onset, you're like, ooh, wow, Mowgli. No.
What's a Mowgli?
Jungle Book.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But the definition itself kind of breaks into some things that I felt like we need to go ahead and put this in the beginning. If you're not too cool with hearing things that happens to kids, we've got a fuck ton of other episodes you could listen to.
Fair.
But as I dug,
but it's not like sexual stuff, right?
Well, as I dug on the surface level of feral kid, documented feral kids, it can get the lines can get really blurred, and it's not always a Jungle Book kind of thing. Kid grew up in the jungle and learned shit from, it's not always Tarzan and stuff like that. Shit went down a little bit different in other time periods with kids. And so what we'll be talking about might be, I don't know what happened in your life, so you might not want to hear about it, but we're going to stay away from the stuff that I feel was really fucked up. We might talk about it in extra content for.
Let's do that, because I'm kind of curious. I have morbid curiosity issues.
In our Patreon segment, we'll save the really, really fucked up cases for the Patreon.
We definitely need to, because I'm like, you got me with the bait there.
Right,
bait
right,
baby.
yeah.
You totally threw a bait baby out there.
Which could have been a feral kid, if the bait baby.
I was just taking the kid out for a walk.
Yeah. Took the kid out for a walk, and it just ran into the jungle. And I said, "Fuck it, I'm tired." And then boom.
I need a break. It'll come if it comes back. It's meant to be.
Right. And it's a feral kid just luring people off the interstate to eat them. That's we just made up a feral kid lore.
Story.
But in any case, uh, so it's not coming from either one of us. By definition, a feral kid is a young individual who has lived isolated from human contact from a very young age, with little or no experience of human care, social behavior, or language.
Okay, so thank you for saying that because whenever you first said feral kids,
Mhm.
I literally thought that you meant like kids that run amok because their parents can't parent worth a shit. Because
Well,
that's
see,
considered a feral kid too, really. But
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
this is what happens with a feral kid when they run away because their parents aren't parenting.
right,
You
right,
know,
and that's what I was, walking into. There was like the definition. On the onset, you can have a definition in your head of what a feral kid is, and like the early, because like the early, as far back as I can think, the documented slash celebrated feral kids, if you will, is it's a positive thing apparently. If you, I mean, you can look at it as a positive thing because you got Romulus and Remus raised by, it's statues and frescoes and sculpture reliefs of Romulus and Remus suckling off the wolf mother's teeth, and they grow up and they established Rome, and those are the two that did that, and like, yeah. And so, yeah, technically, I mean, if you're a kid sucking on a wolf tit, you're feral. So
yeah.
that's, well, again, I refer to the disclaimer. I don't have a doctorate in anything, so that's my rough assessment. If you're sucking on the teat of an animal,
I hadn't even started my doctorate on nothing.
yeah.
That's how
But
much I don't know.
if I had to guess if you were or weren't, I'm looking at you and you're sucking the teeth of a wolf. I'm gonna automatically label you as feral because
Either that or you got some issues like you don't really
yeah,
understand.
like you're just surviving, and you made a good bargain with this wolf that you and your brother both can. So yeah, that's the thing. Is like I thought about. It's like, yeah, those were feral kids, but in school it was just like, yeah, these are the founders of Rome, the brothers. They were raised by wolves. Here it is, the statue of them suckling. And I was like, wow, how'd the other wolves feel about that? I'm like, yo, they don't even have hair. They need all the milk they can get.
Them bitches are starving.
Yeah, something's happening.
Jesus Christ.
Something's happening. These bald wolves suck. Their nose isn't even there. So yeah, but to your point, if you got some wild ass kids running amok through a fucking Walmart, yeah, that looks pretty feral too.
Right.
Right. So
I just want to walk through there one time with a cattle prod, just to fucking let loose.
I mean, I feel like somebody would still like see you with one and whip out theirs. I got prod for
I'll be like,
prod.
it's a fucking duel. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
First one that can get to
Oh,
sporting goods and back to grocery wins. Go.
right. So aside from being an awesome band name, we're going to be talking about feral kids.
That's a great band name.
Yeah, they're going to be. But before we get into that, okay, yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Okay,
So
better
you know
this week.
that big huge project that I was working on at
Yeah,
work
forever. Yeah,
forever.
Mhm.
So it looks like we won,
Okay, great.
which is awesome.
Hmm.
Love that.
Yeah.
And something you probably would, I mean, it's not more exciting, but it's equally as exciting.
Yeah, my pants are down. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, put it in your hand and start drinking
Yeah,
on it because
right.
this is important.
Super exciting.
The dinosaur and the dude are on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Let me tell you about those emails. Jesus Christ.
Oh, from TikTok?
Yes. God damn it.
There are just a
What is
lot of them,
happening?
huh?
What is happening? Hey, for sure. Um, I think we finally got one from somebody that was actually interested, and just others are just random TikTok bullshit, just
I'll
funneling
go
it.
into the settings and just make for sure, but we'll talk off pod about that.
Yeah. But yeah, you can find us on TikTok. It's been a long time coming. It's one of those things that we were kind of on the fence about because it was like, maybe, kind of, maybe. I don't want to do it. And then the dinosaur was like, I'll do it. And I was like, okay,
I'll do it.
fine,
I was just trying
whatever.
to wrap my head around how not to be on camera since we're like theater of the mind and stuff. I mean, I really don't care if people see me on camera and it may
Yeah,
escalate to that.
yeah,
But I mean, it's
yeah.
not like we're running an OnlyFans or something shit, you know?
It was very close. It was very
You might
close.
see my feed at some point, but that's it.
It was very
That's for
close.
Patreon,
Yeah,
though.
if it was going to be feet, it was going to be very close.
and
Um,
and on Patreon.
yeah.
Standards,
So
damn it.
yeah, so instead of OnlyFans, we went to Patreon. So yeah, you can find us on TikTok and you can find us on Patreon. Honestly, still kind of feeling our way around Patreon. It's there before you give us flack. It's not fully fleshed out yet. So before you hitting it, like, where's my goods?
We're
Fuck
a work
off.
in progress.
Yeah,
I'll
fuck
say a
off.
prog mess.
We're working on it. We're trying to get shit back to where we're really on all cylinders, if you will. Got some shorts out, got some new content on
Those shorts
YouTube
were
out.
amazing, by the way. And fucking hell, your oats this week oh my god, oh shit.
The we got
Bananas. I
we
was
got
dying laughing the whole time.
we got film review, and I did an notes, and somehow, some way, someone hacked into it and talked over my shit. It's amazing, but it's
Yeah.
one of those things. I don't know.
You may
Anyway,
want to change your passwords. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
right.
Okay.
Anyway,
Just look into that.
it's been good. Hopefully to be able to do more. Don't forget about the merch, though. You can find that all on TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. Supposed to be coming out with some new merch. I'll have to look into that.
I need to go on a shopping spree.
Yeah, you kind of.
I really do.
Um,
My birthday's coming up, so
yeah.
fucking why not, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Remind me later. That might be a off-pod thing, but remind me later on
Okay.
that. Okay, so we're probably going to have a fuckload of rabbit holes that we go down, and that's
We've
understandable.
already hit a couple.
But we're trying to stay focused on feral kids.
Operative
So,
word. Focus.
yeah.
Okay.
So I've always been intrigued about feral kids, solely because it's like a thing to me of where you have people and you have society and you have the way, air quotes, of course, the way you should be and function in society. And it's this big thing that's been established and cultivated around the world. These are the ways that you get along and you do things within this community, this culture, these people, this area. You speak this way, you do these things, you bow, you curtsy to a queen or king, you do all this fucking shit, right? But what happens when you're just figuring it out on your own? How does that turn out? And that's where feral kids come into play. Is like they are like a product of here's what happens when someone
You
that
fuck around and you find out.
well, yeah, I mean, kind of, but it's like when you got this, it's like to me, feral kids are an example of how this so-called how you're supposed to be in society kind of thing is so nurtured. It's so like you're immersed in that mindset in order to turn out to be that way and function in society accordingly. But this, as soon as someone doesn't do that, and you are just left to figure shit out on your own as you go, it goes so far. Not even left; it just goes so far in a direction that no one's ever really thought of, and there's nothing of that how you're supposed to be aspect there. You're just fucking feral. You're doing shit completely void of all those things. And it's not like a generational thing, it's immediate. It is, if you had a kid and you just isolate them and left them out in, or in some cases in a room, and you never gave them contact with shit, they, it's like none of that other stuff that you take for granted sinks in, and they just go completely whoop, what we
Banana
consider
thugs.
what we consider feral. Like they come up with their own means of communicating, they come up with their own means of interactions, if any. And even more interesting is when it's with an animal, and then they just become that animal. It's like,
That's
okay, I have
kind of
this,
cool a little bit, but
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
recommend it. I guess
right,
is probably the
right,
best thing. Try
right.
not to do that, but it's kind of fascinating and cool. And to say like you to call it intrigued or interested is
Mm-hmm.
an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sad reality, but good for those kids for making it and for surviving.
Yeah,
Because how many have done it and didn't survive?
right. There's so many of them documented, but the documentation is kind of spotty too, because the documentation is based on the ones that have been found. So to your point, how many feral kids just sort of like just stay feral, never found, or no one even gives a shit in order to look for them? Which again is
Right.
why I started off by saying,
So
hey,
sad.
yeah, which is why I started off saying, hey, if some of this stuff might be triggering and you don't want to hear some shit about kids, you might want to skip over this episode because it gets kind of dark, and
Well,
you
and you
know,
know us. I mean, we can get dark real quick.
I mean, you're looking at Tarzan, you're like, ah, this is amazing. Oh man, I bet it was. Oh man, I
Like,
bet
but
he's
though, is
super.
it? Because
Yeah,
y'all, it was like
yeah, it's like
nursery rhymes.
right.
Classic. The nursery rhymes were the. I mean, it was kind of like a Rickroll, if
I
you
mean,
will.
you got some
You think it's one thing, but
cartoons.
it's something else.
Yeah, you got cartoons. You got Margot Robbie, and you're like, yeah, man, that'd be the best. Jane, man, I bet he's got super ape strength. No, he was probably getting fucked over and out by some apes because
Oh my
no,
god!
no, I don't think Tarzan.
Oh
I don't.
Jesus!
I don't think Tarzan was making it too well. And plus, that story is like, yo, things went really bad for his parents, and if it wasn't for this one ape, he probably would have died. And then what? We got the Jungle Book. It's like, oh, okay, Mowgli. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's flipping around with bears and he's got a fucking panther friend. Yeah, who wouldn't want that?
That's a good choice.
Who wouldn't want
It's
that?
working out
Yeah,
for him though, but I
yeah.
wouldn't expect it.
I mean, he's got Shere Khan, but whatever, poke him in the eye with some fire, he'll be fine. But
Boundaries,
but
boundaries,
like
bitch.
but like the other story is like how he integrates back with his village, and it's like kind of it gets kind of depressing because you
I
got
don't think
this.
that I've ever seen Jungle Book from start to finish.
Well,
Is that
and there's the
weird?
book. Well, there's the book, and then there's the movies. So it's kind of pick your source,
I should
uh,
probably read the book because
because the
it's going to be
book
better.
is like a interesting little socio. I don't know, fucking know. It's a socio something. It's something to do with society because he's like lost in the whole thing of integrating back with who you should be with. We're realizing
Right.
like, yeah, I don't I don't get with these people at all. Why are we wearing clothes? This is bullshit.
Right. My dick needs to breathe.
One, yeah, my dick needs to breathe. Two,
Can't help it.
I don't always remember to pull all this shit off before I shit. I'm used to just going by this tree and
Damn
being
it.
done.
If I pee on someone, that's bad though, right?
When
Because
I'm going by a tree, it's trying because of being polite. Typically, I just squat wherever I am and
if
know
you
not to
happen to
go.
be in the way, I
Yeah,
hate it for you.
and know not to go over there for a few days to let it, the ants get it and shit. I Yeah, it's kind of bizarre how it happens. So you you want to go through some feral kids?
I really do.
Hold on.
Okay.
You you want to discuss some feral kids? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, that
Yes,
sounds all right.
I consent.
That's yes. That sounds like a
Okay.
lot better.
I also heard the disclaimer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right.
And I was paying attention.
So there's a fuckload of feral kids. Okay, I'm going to hit on a couple, and I'm going to try and skip over the ones that are really
Don't hit on
bad.
him. They're already leading a
Yeah,
horrible
true,
life.
true, true, true.
God.
Um, so, oh man, what's the okay? So it's like trying to figure out where to start. It's so
Sometimes you
amazing.
just got to start talking
Yeah,
and then it'll
you
all
just
form
go
in
right
your
in.
head.
You just go
Yeah.
right to it. All right, so here's one where it's like okay, a list of the most shocking feral children. Okay, so like I said, this spans a huge amount of time period. I think one of them's in the 1700s. So if you don't relate, you don't relate. Totally get it, and it's going to be fucked up. Okay.
So hold on. You said the year was
I said it spans a ton of years. One of them even being back in the 1700s. So
1700s. Okay.
yeah. So okay, here we go. We've got, and they give them so many. They give them names that sound cool, but it's not like the island of Dr. Moreau. They're not born by animals. It's just what they find the kids with. Okay.
Right. That's a whole different genre.
Yeah, that's the yeah,
Real bad.
splicing people with animals, whole different thing. Kind of a cool movie, but whatever. Okay,
Wouldn't
so
recommend it.
the leopard boy. Oh fuck these names. Okay,
For real.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. So the leopard boy was reported in it was reported by the E.C. Stuart Baker in the Journal of Bombay Natural History Society in July 1920. Okay, this boy was stolen from his parents
Mm-hmm.
by a leopardess. I
Like
didn't
an
even know.
actual fucking animal.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like snatched from his parents in
That's some shit.
near
Because
yeah,
what the
and
parent gonna do? Not
yeah.
not a fucking thing.
By the
Okay,
way,
well just don't kill it.
I'm going to bastardize names too, so y'all
Oh,
don't.
it's okay.
Okay, so it's in North Tar Hills near Assam. In
Okay.
1912, this kid was snatched and after 3 years later recovered and identified. So at the time, the child ran on all fours almost as fast as an adult man could run, whilst in dodging in and out of bushes and other obstacles. His knees had hard calluses on them and his toes were retained upright, almost at right angles.
What?
The palms of his hands had pads. Uh, his hands and toes had pads, and his thumbs were
How old was
covered.
this person?
Oh, that's a bad choice of words.
Um, okay.
Okay, so no, 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 no. I was about to read the last sentence,
Oh, I was like,
and
really?
then
It
I was
is? Oh
like, oh
God,
shit.
fucking hell! I'm so sorry.
So this kid was snatched. So this kid was snatched. Um, he doesn't give an age, actually. The
I
kid
mean, well,
was
there's a difference. If he's 4 years old, then he had to be living some hard fucking life.
no. The kid was snatched from his parents in 1912, and 3 years later, they recovered him. They found the kid, right?
Fucking hell.
But by now he's got his knees are all gnarly and shit, and he's got calluses on his hands. He's able to run as fast as a man on all fours. I'll just go ahead and read the last sentence. It's kind of fucked up, but it's a quote from this book. And
Yeah, go ahead.
again, back in 1920, they talked about shit differently. So it says for the full quote, the palms of his hands and pads of his toes and thumbs were covered in very tough, horny skin. Yeah, end quote.
Hmm.
So this kid's been hanging out with leopards. He was snatched, right? But at some point, the leopard was like, you know what?
I like you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna keep you around.
Yeah,
You might be cool. We'll see.
I was hungry, but
But you fucking then he went and did nice. Quit
but
crying already.
man,
Look like it's
I
sad.
I love your eyebrows. You want to hang with? Like, I don't know what it
Those are
is.
on
Like,
fleek.
yeah, like what part of a human child does that animal that was hungry, that's why it snatched him, all of a sudden changes his mind? Like, huh, hang with us.
Well,
And this kid just sort of became a leopard, Floyd.
as you do.
Yeah, and so
I
they
mean, I
found
don't think that
him.
he probably had a lot of choice. If he
No,
wanted to get away and they didn't want him to get away, he would
yeah,
just be dead.
yeah. I think it's one of those things where once you get pulled off into the jungle by way of a leopard, you kind of you kind of
It's kind of
decide to
like,
make
okay, well, now they're the boss.
yeah,
Okay.
you kind of decide to make it's like, well, you know what?
Fucking hell.
I could fight it, but that
Yeah, totally.
clearly means I'm dead.
I obviously have a chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it snatched him at night, so whatever. I mean, so here's to the leopard boy for sticking it with the lepers. All
Nice.
right. So next is uh, Kamala and Amala.
There are two of them that escaped.
Yeah, these are the so Kamala and Amala are the most famous wolf children. Are two girls captured in October 1920. What the fuck was happening during the 1900s? So 8 years apart. Okay. Uh, October 1920 from a huge abandoned ant hill squatted by wolves near
A fucking ant hill? An ant hill.
yeah, that's how
Okay.
that's what's out there in Gadamuri, west of Calcutta. Okay,
Where? Okay.
yeah, there were villagers under the
Calcutta, what's that?
direction.
Is that a country?
Yeah, it's a little city out there.
But what country?
Ah,
Do we know?
yeah,
I don't know.
you don't
So,
know Calcutta?
no?
Okay, I'll help you out with that.
Okay.
So Calcutta can be found, everyone, if you happen to be, checking out everything and you're just like, hey, I want to go there. Um, well, Calcutta is a city in it's a Bengal state. Okay, so they call it
Is that
Calcutta.
Ohio?
No, Calcutta is actually like we say it one way, but it's actually another. Kind of like how it's Turkey and Turkey. Okay, there you go. Any case, any case, it's a city in India.
Thank
So
you.
everybody that's in India that listens to us, what's up? Here you go, Calcutta, join up.
Hi.
All right, so these two these two children, two girls, captured in October 1920 by wolves. Um, and the villagers, under the direction of an Anglican reverend, the wolf mother was shot, and the girls were named Kamala and Amala, and were thought to be aged about 8 and 2. I don't know how you can't tell between 8 and 2, but
Fair.
okay, they're wolf children. Who knows?
Fair. Obviously, development's going to lack somewhere.
Yeah, so this Reverend thing, had the wolf mother shot and got the girls. And according to this thing, the girls had misshapen jaws, elongated canines, and
What?
eyes that shone in the dark with the peculiar blue glare of cats and dogs.
What?
Yeah. Now, with some of these feral
I'm sorry.
kids,
I think it just hallucinated.
yeah, with some of these feral kids, kind of like what I alluded to in the beginning, things don't go too well for them once they get
No?
saved, if you will. Uh,
Oh, right. When they try to be introduced back into
right. Things don't
society.
go too well.
Stratification, is that right? Is that what it is? Stratification?
I don't know, but I'll roll with it for this episode until proven otherwise.
I'm looking it up. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Um, but so Amala, I don't know if that was the 8 or the 2 year old, but Amala died the following year after being saved. But Kamala survived until 1929, so 9 more years. By which time she had given up eating carrion. Yes, that's right. She would have. She would have been eating that. So, for those that don't know, carrion is dead, a dead body, a dead animals, which is
Oh, like a carcass.
yes, which is what a
You could have
wolf,
spoke English. It's fine.
which is what a wolf would be eating.
Right.
So, Kamala survived until 1929, by which time she had given up eating carrion and had learned to walk upright and spoke about 50 words. That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy. So
Yes.
at best, they lived until 11. They were 11, 9 or 11, because they were
So they
found.
didn't. They didn't live.
Well, they were found, uh, thought to be aged about 8 and 2. So
Maybe that's when they were found.
yeah. They were 8 and 2. So
So they're still. They were
so if
alive. They survived
one,
it.
yeah, but if one died the year later and the other one lived 9 more years, somewhere between, I don't know, 17, I guess, could be the oldest. If one was actually 8, it's weird.
Okay.
But she only got up to 50 words and she stopped eating carcasses. All right, here's another one. God damn it, the 1900s,
What the
1937.
fuck was going on back then?
I don't,
Jesus, get a hold of your children,
yeah,
people.
like people did, people treated children differently, and a
Well,
lot of
kids were more feral back then. They had to be. It was
a
about
lot of that.
survival.
Well, right, but a lot of that has to do with these feral kids. So, in 1939, and oh, by the way, this is the bear girl. In 1939, I mean 37, George Moranas described a visit to Turkish. Wow, like they just word things so differently in 1937. Okay, so George Moranas described a visit to a Turkish lunatic asylum
Mm,
In Bursa, Turkey. See, I said it the way it's supposed to be.
properly
Uh,
butchered it. Love that.
where where he met a girl who had allegedly lived with bears for many years. Hunters in a mountainous forest near Adana had shot a she bear and then been attacked by a powerful little wood spirit. They called
What the
her.
fuck?
They called
I'm sorry. Like I realize, yes, I'm lifted. I'm elevated right now. However,
no,
did
no,
you just say that?
yeah, they wrote it in quotes that the hunters described it as they shot this female bear and then they were attacked by a powerful little wood spirit. Wood spirits is in quotes. Finally,
Well, what do they
over
consider a wood spirit?
well, I mean, clearly it was the bear girl here. Finally overcome, this turned out to be a human child, though utterly bear-like in her voice, habits, and physique. She
Hmm.
refused all cooked food and slept on a mattress in a
Damn,
dark corner of her room.
fucking baller.
Yeah, investigations showed
I don't need a
that
fucking
a
thing.
yeah, right. Investigations showed that a 2-year-old child had disappeared from a nearby village 14 years earlier, and it was presumed that a bear had adopted her.
What the fuck?
So this 16-year-old kid is just out there with the physique of a bear.
So, um,
Yeah, give it.
which one is this? What's the name?
They didn't give the kid. They didn't give the kid's name. They just this kid is known as the Bear Girl.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty straightforward. It's like the animal you were raised by and your gender. That's it. That becomes your name. Kamala and Amala are the only different. And then we got this one right here, Wild Peter, which take that as you will, but we're talking about feral
Yikesies. I
kid.
don't know about
Yeah, yeah,
that.
we're talking about feral kid.
I can't.
Okay, so Wild Peter is probably see they refer to Wild Peter as the first really famous feral child, which again, I don't think so because I consider Romulus and Remus feral children. Um, but again, whatever. So the first famous feral child was Wild Peter, captured in Helpelsen in Hanover in 1724 when he was about 12. And so he climbed trees with ease, lived off of plants, and seemed incapable of speech. He refused bread, preferred to strip the bark from green twigs and suck on the sap. Uh,
Fuck yeah. That's how you do it right there.
but he eventually learned to eat fruit and vegetables. He was presented to the court in Hanover to George the First and taken to England, where he was studied by doctors. And he spent 68 years in society, but never learned to say anything except Peter and King George, although his hearing and sense of smell were said to be peculiarly acute. That's
Mhm.
that's that's just a taste of some the wild children, the feral children. Now, let's take a break and talk about cases, and this is let let's stick in the realm of raised by animals. If you had to choose,
Oh yeah, I've already thought about this.
okay, if you had to
Mhm.
choose, like I don't think these kids had a choice. I mean, when you're snatched by a leopard, that's you're kind of just along for the ride,
You're like, nah, I think I'm gonna go with this elephant over here if that's cool with you
Yeah,
though.
yeah, you're just
Which is
along
he
for
was
the ride,
expecting me and I don't want to keep him waiting, because he's big.
right? You're just like, okay, wherever you're gonna take me, okay, okay.
I'll go,
You know
fucking
what?
drag me.
If I wake
Jesus.
up in the morning, that's a good thing. Okay, where are we going? So now, if you had to choose, you're like, I'm going to be raised by, if there was an animal to be raised by, what would that be?
It would be a pack of golden retrievers.
I see where you're going with that. I don't know how feral that would count though,
Oh no, it would be feral.
because they're pretty
We
domesticated.
would survive. That's what we would do. We would
You know
survive.
what
And
I'm
before
just
you
saying?
know it, we would be in someone's house getting fed
Okay,
people food.
maybe we should set some parameters to this then,
Damn it.
because it has to be feral. And so even if you break it down to like, there's these golden retrievers, once they get outside and they don't have the comforts of you know doggy beds, they go
Damn
feral.
it.
They go
Fucking
feral
hell.
also. So if
Okay. All right.
so, I
So I know
mean,
definitely what I don't want to be raised by, but what I want to be raised by, I was thinking dogs.
I was gonna say wild dogs is
Wolves.
pretty much it.
Yeah, wild
Wild
dogs.
dogs. I mean, if you wanna upgrade to a wolf, okay. I mean,
I
other
think a
than
wolf
that,
would be cool. A
wild
wolf would be
dog.
pretty cool. A wolf.
Yeah. See, like the
I would
distinction.
ride them.
Okay, so now you're writing. Okay, those
I
are pretty.
want to, I
Those
want to
are,
ride a
those,
wolf. I
those
really
are,
do. Like a
those
fucking huge wolf.
those are pretty big wolves. So the
I'm
distinction
gonna,
in what you're saying though is like if you're in a wolf, you're in the woods, and if you're with wild dogs, you could actually still be in the city and living with wild dogs. But okay, cool. All right. Something of
I
the
want a gray
canine.
wolf. That's what I want. A gray
No.
wolf or a
No.
Mongolian wolf. They're
Okay.
huge. Okay, go ahead, please.
So you're going to travel to become
Yeah,
to
I need to cover
become.
some ground. God damn it. We got shit to see.
I gotta go to Mongolia, and then I gotta just get lost
Yeah.
out there.
Well, I can
Then
just look on Marketplace for a Mongolian wolf, right?
and then I gotta say, hey, I gotta get a resume set up so I can entice some Mongolian wolves, specifically Mongolian wolves,
Know about it.
to take me in
Mhm.
and raise me.
Yeah.
Uh, man, um, it's kind of. Hmm. I don't know. I thought about it also. I don't really know. Like, okay, immediately when you're thinking about it, though, you take out all the other animals that you know that you're biologically not capable of being raised by, like sperm whales. Not gonna happen. You're gonna
I want to be raised by eagles.
yeah you're gonna
Okay.
fucking drown. You're gonna drown, and then it's like, oh yeah, eagles. Okay,
Sure.
the elevation's going to kick your ass, and then you're going to pass out and fall to your death.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait, well, hold on. I do have a question, and this
oh,
will open up your answers as well.
okay.
Can these be fantasy characters as well? Because like I would love to
I
live.
was
I
just
would
gonna
love to be
say,
raised
are
by
you?
dragons.
Yeah,
Can I please be raised by a fucking dragon? That
I
would be
was just gonna
amazing.
say you're about to put
Yeah,
a
you know what I
caveat.
am.
You put a caveat on your choice. I
No,
mean,
so you can say either one. Just open it up. It's
oh,
you got
okay.
all the.
So now we're doing. Um,
I mean, if you want to, you can. It's an
so,
option.
so now we're doing realistic and fantasy animals. Okay, got
Judge
it.
me. I fucking
Got
dare
it.
you. I
Got
dare
it.
you.
No, got it. No, I got
It's
it.
Pride
No,
Month. Okay, I'm
no,
offended.
it's okay. I got it. Yeah, sure. So
Talk me through it. I mean,
I
what do you
kind
got?
of, I kind of feel like I thought about it, and I thought wolves were a little on the nose. Yeah, of course you would. I don't.
Boop.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Too
I mean, there's
much?
enough people out there with wolf head tattoos that they clearly people want that. I thought it was I thought it was interesting though
It
if
was.
it
It
was
is.
like really um just fucking huge fucking gorillas, just huge,
Mm.
just fucking just like they're up there in the mountains and shit, and you just hear stories of these fuckers and they just come down and get whatever the fuck they want. And I think it was I thought like, oh yeah, lions and wolves and bear was, yeah, okay, bear is kind of interesting as well, but it's
I think
it's
that'd be disgusting, really.
yeah, because I heard as soon as you smell a bear you want to vomit.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know, for some reason, like
Ugh.
not to tap into the Tarzan thing, but it was something to it to where that's the most associatable, um because they have societies, they have culture, they have a hierarchy, and they have, you know, a way of communicating and doing shit. The only thing that is kind of weird, I don't want my dick ripped off because that's what happens when you fight, and I don't want to. Yeah,
Is that what happens when you fight?
that's like one
When
of
you
the
fight
things
who?
when they fight each other, but especially chimps when they fight each other, they're like, "I'm going to mutilate," and that's like one of the things that'll rip your dick off.
That is some therapy. That is some shit.
Like, yo, not only are you beaten, but you won't even have any kids because
That's fucking them up, man. That
those,
ain't cool.
those kids will come from beating So like people when people get
Dang.
attacked by chimps, when dudes get attacked by chimps, that's one of the things they go for. They bite off fingers and toes and nose, and they go to rip your dick off. Got to get
Okay, well,
scrot and there's not enough.
so
There's
is this orangutans or bears or yeah, both,
just
whatever?
just across the board, all of them.
Okay, because I'm definitely going to go shopping now.
So yeah, I thought that would be interesting as well because like man, what would that? How would that turn out? What would that do? How would that work? Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Now, fantasy creature? Oh, damn it. Fucking hell. Um, I mean, I see your point with the whole dragon thing, but again, that's right up there with the eagle. You can't fly, so you can't fly.
Yeah, but they could fly for you. You
Yeah,
wouldn't need to fly.
that's the thing. You're thinking of like, yeah, it's a it's a
That's the
relationship.
mode of transportation.
Yeah, you're like it's a relationship, but nah, you're fucking with nature, and with nature is like, yo, if you can't do the shit that we need to do in order to survive, you're left
Then
behind.
leave me. Okay, bye. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
You're left behind, or we're eating you. We
You
don't
know, that's basic survival, right?
right. So it's like,
I mean, it's what are you going to do? Like, okay, then fucking. That's what I would say. Well, then fucking eat me. If you're going to do it, do
like
it.
for me, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, with a gorilla, man, I could fucking learn how to make a bed out of leaves. Yeah, I mean, fucking, how hard is that? Layer that shit. Okay, got it. Uh, eat some ants. Okay, I could do that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But as a wolf, can I run and tackle a fucking elk? No, I can't. A baby elk? Maybe.
He could be the baby.
A full grown elk running through snow and all I
He
got is
doesn't need to.
nah,
He doesn't need to.
nah,
It is a bait baby situation. You volunteer as tribute
I can't.
to show loyalty to the pack
Oh, and then I bait the elk and then the
with
wolves.
the boy.
Okay.
Because he's not going to do anything. He's going to be a helpless little creature there, all looking tasty. And
No,
then he's going to go in for, they're going to go in for the kid.
nah,
And then
fuck that.
they about to fucking let loose.
Nah. Okay, so fantasy creature. Fucking Sasquatches,
That's a good one.
because
The
then
smell, though. Could you imagine
you know what?
vomiting constantly?
But I feel like that would be the hit I would take for humanity, because then I would be able to come out and say, "Hey, y'all, I got all the answers to your questions about Sasquatch. I used to live with them, motherfucker. I was raised by him. I actually am the only talking Sasquatch.
Ever. Everybody else said they're not talking to you.
Yeah, I'm the only. I could be the emissary. I could be the only.
It was at the union,
Yeah,
the meeting that we had, the conference,
walk into the union, walk into the the United
the Union
Nations.
Cave.
I walk into the United Nations and say, "Hey, look, all the national parks, that's ours. That's our treaty. That's our treaty.
We're not even negotiating.
That's our treaty. Here's the thing: you don't really know how many of them we are.
And we don't do census.
You only seen Jack back in 1960 or whatever, because he ate those mushrooms. He ate those mushrooms. We told him he knew not to eat those mushrooms. He ate them anyway, and he went wandering down the side of the river.
Doesn't neglect on our part at all.
He saw the dude taking pictures. He didn't fucking know what
he didn't know.
The rest of us.
Why would he know?
Yeah, the rest of us were in the tree line saying, "Jack, come back." He was like, "Fuck you, I'm high," whatever. Okay, fine, fuck him.
You were like, "Me too, bro, but calm down."
And I would just make shit up. It's 100 million of us. We're impervious to bullets. We do not. Radiation doesn't affect us. We're Sasquatch. Bow down to us or die. Give us all the national parks, or you guys die.
Shut your face.
Yeah,
Take it.
I would do that. It would just be me. It would just be me and my Sasquatch hottie. That's it.
So you're Sasquatty.
Yeah, my Sasquatch hottie, Sasquatty. Yeah, yeah, and just have hybrid Sasquatch human babies And yeah,
Literally a hoochie mama.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, I love
Sassy,
that so
a
much.
sassy mama, a sassy mama.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
you.
in love with a sassy mama.
It happens. I think.
Yeah, that's also code for chicks that don't want to shave. So
Oh, is
uh,
it?
I'm making it now.
Okay.
I'm making it now. You're a sassy
I ain't
mama.
mad at you.
Sassy
Calm
mama.
down.
There's some sassy daddies out there
Don't
too.
get lippy.
There's some sassy daddies out there. I'm equal opportunity. I'll see you sassy daddies from the hairy back motherfuckers. So
Would you ever whack someone's back?
that's a trick
Come on.
question.
It's a friend,
That's a
you
trick.
know?
That's a trick question. I've I,
You nasty fucker.
I've shaved someone's back.
Really?
I
Because they were getting surgery
that's
or something
that's the pause. That's
urgent.
no. They so here's the fuck thing about it, right?
Tell me about that.
Dudes will do
Okay.
things, and again, people like I thought they were talking about feral kids. What the fuck?
Yeah, we are. We are. But hey, we'll
We
get there.
are.
We'll get there.
This is
We're
intermission,
just on
mother.
a journey, man. Just go with it, you know?
This is
Just let it
intermission.
ride.
This is intermission, motherfucker. Shut up.
Sit down. Nobody asked you.
So a friend of mine, and this is how for everybody that doesn't know, this is how dudes think sometimes.
Oh, tell
No,
me. Tell me.
no, it is not thought all the way through. It is thought in that moment. And in that moment, it is a brilliant fucking idea.
I respect that.
Let's act on that idea.
I get it.
So,
And I agree.
so a friend of mine was going out on a date, and he's like, "Oh, God damn it! Can you?" He said, "Normally, I would try to do this myself, but I don't think I need you. I need it to go deeper than I normally would." And I'm like,
Mm.
oh man,
Hmm.
I really can't be that kind of friend for you. Sorry. He said, no, 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 no. Can you shave my back? Ooh, what? And so he said he normally does his shoulders and his neck. But since he's
How
going on
fucking
this,
awkward was that? God.
yeah,
Was
exactly.
that awkward?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. But, you're
It,
awkward anyway.
oh,
So
no, no, no.
I love you, but you're
It
awkward.
gets more awkward. It gets more awkward.
Oh, super.
And so he's explaining it to me. He's like, no, no, no. I mean,
No,
like,
no, 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 no.
yeah.
No,
And
no,
he's
no,
like,
no.
yeah. He's like, and he's gesturing with his hand. I'm gesturing with my hand right now, like you can fucking see me. He's like, yeah, I normally do my shoulders from, the top of my pecs and then all the way to the upper shoulder blade, and I'll do my neck. I typically do that. I was like, yeah, I didn't. He's like, yeah, you don't usually see the hair coming out because I shave it. I was like, yeah, I've seen you with a shirt on, with a short sleeve shirt on. I've never seen it. He's like, yeah, that's because I shave, like I'm telling you. But I need you to go deeper down my
Like the
back.
more of the back because he
Yeah,
wanted to wear a
and
halter, this
I
super
can't
cute tube
reach it.
top.
And I was like, oh, so you got hair like that? It's like, yeah, wait till you see it. It's like, oh, I don't know if this is a show and tell thing I want to participate in. So he he wanted me to shave his back, but he didn't want to take his shirt off. So he pulled his collar down for me to shave. And he's like,
Well,
yeah,
maybe he thought that it would be too gay.
yeah,
You know,
right, yeah, yeah. So he's
who
like,
knows?
I just want you to shave the top part though, which is funny. Did you mention that? Funny, did you mention that?
Hmm.
So I'm shaving the top part of his back by how much is exposed when he pulls his shirt collar down.
Okay.
Now it's a t-shirt, by the way. So it's like,
Is it like it's a fuck ton, isn't it?
yeah, like, and so I've seen
Like the
it,
one pass is not going to do it, right?
yeah. So I've seen his neck and, his shoulder or whatever, because, some short sleeve shirts, the collar is different. And I was like, I've never seen fucking hair. What are you talking about? He pulled that shit down. I was like, holy shit, that's a whole nother civilization of fucking
Found it. The next big thing.
holy fuck. Like,
Are you kidding me?
and I couldn't, I tried to be considerate,
Fair.
but the only thing that came out was, you've always had this? Like
He's
he
like,
was,
yes, bitch, I was born with it. Okay.
like, hey, is this
Hilarious.
recent hair growth? And so I was like,
When's the last
yeah,
time this
yeah.
type of situation happened before?
It's like,
I'm just trying to get a feel for what's going on
so
here.
you've always
Like,
had this
I'm
much
gonna take a
hair?
pass. It's gonna grow back, and I gotta do
Right,
it again.
right. I was like, you always had this hair, much hair? I said, yeah, yeah. And he's all snippy. Yeah, yeah. I've always had this. Like, dude,
Okay,
I was
bragger.
like, yo, this is my first time experiencing it. Don't get fucking twisted up because I'm
Jesus Christ.
like, you literally just sprung all this hair on me.
It's
And
fine that you're Sasquatch. I don't care.
right.
Just
So his thought was, if I shaved down further down, basically the top part of his back, the shoulder blade area, that would be
right.
better for the date in case she kissed his neck and put her arms around his neck so she wouldn't feel any hair on his back.
But some people might be into that. You just
Y-
got to be yourself, bro. Would you gonna
One,
never take your shirt off in front of her?
one that. Two, yes, to the
Ugh,
part that you just mentioned.
people exhaust
I'm
me.
shaving his back. I was like, so
Hmm.
what if y'all get around to fucking or something,
Fucking, you're just gonna be like, "Oh, gotta keep my shirt on.
and she
It's
wants
the
to
rule."
she wants to take your shirt off, and you're gonna have this like
Mm-mm. You can't do it.
this really weird lazy U shape of hair cut out of your neck. He's like, yeah, it's gonna look weird, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's like,
Attaboy.
you're gonna have this clearly newly shaved shape in your back, thanks to me, and the rest is this fucking tundra forest that you got going on. Clearly, he's like, yeah.
Right.
He's like, yeah.
Right.
We'll have that
Exactly.
discussion if it comes to that. We'll have that discussion. It's like, oh, it's gonna come to that because that's the first
Yeah.
thing that's
No, we
coming out of
will.
somebody's mouth. It's like, why is your back hair shaped like that? It's like, oh, my friend shaved it for me. You had another dude shave your, yeah, just in case.
I would be putting designs in it,
Oh my god, it was so
like give it a sweet face.
it was so weird, but yet to your point, he later came out and he's gay, so it's kind of like now he just wears the hair.
Right. Now it's just a hair bear.
Yeah, so now he's really a bear boy. So, um, which segues us back into
Yeah, where were we?
feral,
Jesus.
feral kids. All right.
Okay, that's right. I forgot.
Okay. So there's this, sticking with the
Because we're so good at that.
yeah, sticking with the wolves and the canines. There's this one that is pretty interesting. I had seen this one for a while, and it's about this kid. I'm gonna Oksana Malaya, okay, Ukrainian, who was
This is the one.
raised by dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She walks on all fours now, but she's 40 now. She's in her 40s now, and she adopted the animal traits, such as barking, growling, and walking on all fours. She she let's see, how old was she? So yeah, according to the report, her life took an extraordinary turn, I should say, when again, we gave it the disclaimer. Her alcoholic parents left her outside in the cold at the age of 3.
What in the absolute shit?
Yeah. Desperate for warmth In shelter, she followed her pet dog into the kennel and stayed there for nearly 5 years.
Oh my God. What?
During this time, she adopted animal traits, like I said earlier, barking, growling, walking on all fours, and that's what she did. Now, talking to her now, clearly she's able to communicate now. She said my mom had too many kids and we didn't have enough beds, so I crawled to the dog and started living with her. And she made a home
That's
inside,
sweet.
and she was there for 5 years, from the age of 3 to 9. And she stayed there with her dog and the other strays, and they treated her as their own. And by the time she was rescued, she had already lost her ability to speak and was running around on all fours. So
Fucking nuts. Yeah,
so
that's
yeah,
crazy.
she said I would talk to them, and they would bark, and I would repeat it, and that was our way of communicating. And so
She would repeat the bark.
yeah, hmm
Nuh-uh.
she would lick herself clean. She ate raw meat, rummaged through garbage bins. Um,
I saw a picture
yeah, yeah,
of
where her
her.
with the orange shirt on.
Yes, but there's another one, and I
Yeah,
don't know if that's a real picture or if it's not. Let me see.
it looks like she's about to attack the camera.
No, it's like I don't know if this is an actual picture or if this is how they found her
Mm-hmm.
because she's got super long hair. She's on all fours. She's kind of sitting like in a dog, like when a dog sits down with their hands down on the floor. I
Yeah,
mean, with their, you know, and she's like kind of like it's got a growl look.
yeah. And
I don't know.
so this director of special care institution, she said when she saw her, she was more like a little dog than a human child, and she used to show her tongue when she saw water, and
Oh,
she used to eat with her tongue and not with her hands. So they had to
mm,
they had to break her of all that basically.
right,
But so the efforts to rescue her were initially thwarted by a gang of dogs that fiercely fought to protect her from the police. It wasn't until officials distracted the dogs with food that they were able to remove the girl from the kennel. So, despite being taken into foster home and learning how to walk and hold a conversation, she still held some of her canine behavior even in her adult years. Experts, assumed she had mentality of a 6-year-old, and one of the other child psychologists said, "I don't think she's ever going to be able to read or do anything else that is going to be useful if you haven't got language by age 5. You're probably not going to get it at all." Is what a
right.
psychologist said, which is interesting to say.
Well, because your brain develops so much,
Right, but
and then it has to move on to other things.
right, but I find it interesting because it's like people that are learning another language, um, they often do it later on in life, clearly past 5. So it's something in the learning of a language period, especially that early. It kind of leaves the door open for you to be able to learn other languages later on in life. I guess that's the assumption I'm making, because apparently
Okay,
from this psychologist, if you don't learn it by 5, you're fucked.
right.
Which I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's just from that psychologist's point of view or a definitive thing.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's different theories and
Yeah,
whatnot. It's not a finite science.
right. I think it's kind of, I think it kind of, with that mentality, it kind of like, okay, well, if you're learning another language and you're past the age of 5, is all of it just a joke? Because clearly other people really want to learn shit. Don't just, don't,
Don't be a dick about it.
right, right. And be like, hey, you're just wasting your money and time. You're never going to learn anything else. Because there's some other people in other countries that clearly speak 6 and 7 languages just to get on with their day.
Right.
Um, let's see. Now we're starting to get into cases that are a little um, risque. So let me.
Okay, hit me. I mean, don't hit me because I'll fuck
Yeah,
you
yeah,
up. But
yeah, yeah.
like,
So one of the animals, I'm going to skip a couple of, because some of the animals that seem to be dogs and or wolves, mostly dogs though, seem to be the animal of choice for feral kids in a way, because those are the ones that are found, that feral kids are found around quite a bit. Let's see. Now this one though, um, this one's interesting because after saying that, I still want to read this one because this one is another one with wolves, but again speaks to how kids were treated differently. Um, so Marcos Rodriguez Pantoja, eh, born in 1946. Okay, in Spain.
okay.
In Spain,
Mm-hmm.
he's a noted feral child. He was sold to a Hermitic goat herder
As you do.
at 7, and after the goat herder's death, which doesn't say how long that was or when it happened, he lives alone with the wolves in Sierra Morena. And at 19, he was returned to civilization. But as I've mentioned, he had a difficult time adjusting. And he he later became subject of films, because that's the other thing that I found. A lot of these feral children or feral kids, they become, there's there's some doctors out there with PhDs totally based on just them studying these children that they find. They
That
totally,
is a specialized fucking category.
but it's almost like one of those things where it's like a person that's looking to get their doctor's like, I found my golden goose.
Yeah, exactly.
All
All
I
you gotta do is do it.
yeah, all I gotta do is document what I experienced with this kid. Beautiful. And come up with some assumptions at the end of what I feel would be the
That's a
best.
genius idea.
Yeah, right? It's like all I got to do at the end of it, at the end of my paper, is come up with some things that I think will help it down the line. I don't know for sure if it will, but I'll just suggest it. And then, boop, PhD. Hey, howdy do. Um, yes, so this kid, yeah, so he, so his
Mhm.
mother died giving birth to her 8th child, who also died thereafter when Marcos was 3 years old. And so his father then married another woman who already had a child from a previous marriage. And so his stepmother, was just like, fuck this kid. And I'm skipping all the heinous shit with that statement of fuck this kid. And so they dedicated themselves to the manufacture of charcoal. And so when he was young, and he was sold to to Gert, the Gert, the goat shepherd, and he's like, "Hey, we got a kid. It could work. You could use him to help you work, and here's what you could buy our kid for." And so they sold their kid.
That's
Uh,
fucked up.
yeah, and so again, it doesn't say, but the shepherd died, and so the kid was abandoned to nature after, which is a very poetic way of saying it, right? He was abandoned to nature. Okay, and so there he was. He was a feral
Wait, wait,
kid.
wait, 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 hold on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so they're saying
Yeah.
that him being a feral child is just him being abandoned to nature.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Is like, okay, he was property of this goat shepherd, this goat herder, right? Like, okay, you're the worker you are sold to work for this goat herder. The goat herder died, and so there was nobody else around. And so instead of saying he was left alone or whatever, like you said,
He was orphaned,
yeah.
maybe. Maybe that's a nicer way to say it, I guess.
I
I
mean,
guess.
instead of saying, "Hey, I woke up in my goat herder hut, he's dead. I don't know what else to do." Um, man, I mean, as a shepherd, we're supposed to fight off these wolves, but I don't know. They look kind of cool. I'm going to hang out with them because these sheep, they're dumb as fuck. Uh, so, hey guys, I got sheep if you want them. If you want these sheep, and we could barter. Like, let me hang out with you, and we could have all the sheep. And so maybe that's what the kid did. But either way, they refer to it as abandoned to nature. And so in 1965,
That's kind of fucking rude, don't you think?
in 1965, the Civil Guard found him after 11 years
Fucking shit.
living in complete isolation from human
Dude.
beings.
Oh my
The
god.
fuck?
That's insanity.
That's
11 years?
that may
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we got our answer. So like if it's 1 year, you're lost. If it's 10 to that 11 years, no, you're abandoned to nature. You are out there. So this
I
kid
mean,
is,
it's a fair point. It's brutal, but that's a fair point.
so they found him after 11 years living in complete isolation from human beings with the sole company of the wolves. That's, that's it. No other people, no nothing. He just hung out with wolves for 11 years.
Hmm.
So the Civil Guard moved him to this. Oh man, I'm gonna fuck this one up too. Fuencaliente by force, bound and gagged. He howled and bit.
Excuse me?
He howled and bit like a wolf. I
They bound and gag him?
Because dude was coming at him like a wolf, yo.
Well, I mean, I guess, shit.
The police
I
never.
mean, let's hope they didn't go in with the zip ties around their hand. I
Well,
mean,
I mean, it was 1965, so
I've seen cops. I'm
yeah,
just
it
saying.
was 1965. So the police never brought charges against the father, who was still alive at the time. And when he recognized his son, he only reproached him for having lost his jacket. So wait, the dad hasn't seen his son for at least 11 years, right? Because he gave it to the herd. He gave him to the herder. So he's hanging out with the herder because his new wife didn't care for this kid at all. So they sold the kid to this goat
Fucking
herder.
hell.
The police come and say, "Hey, man, remember that goat herder you sold your kid to? Yeah,
Excuse
yeah.
me.
Well,
He's no longer with us. He's
he
been deterred eternally.
fucking died. What? Yeah, he died. Uh,
They're like, we ain't taking that fucking kid back. We
yeah.
are not taking that kid back.
And you sold your kid to him. Yeah. Is he dead too? Nah, check it out. He we found him. He's been living. Well, okay. Long story short, he was abandoned to nature. Okay. You know what I mean? He was abandoned to nature. Word. Yeah. He was abandoned to nature. Okay.
You're like, he's total trash.
But we,
What?
but we found him. Okay. 11 years later. That dude's been dead for 11 years. What? Yeah. So we found him. Here he is. This is your son.
Jesus.
This is your son right here.
It's almost like you couldn't make it up,
That motherfucker, you lost my jacket? That's how you say it. That's what you do.
right, right. Son of a bitch.
You haven't seen your kid for at least 11 years, and the first thing out of your mouth is, how dare you come up here? You lost my jacket, asshole kid. I hate you. My new wife.
Like, that's some bad fucking luck right there.
Yeah.
But you know what, Bubba? You better off, okay? You better off, boy,
Yeah.
all by yourself, being raised by caterpillars. I don't know what to tell you.
My new wife was right about you. You're fucking.
Jesus.
So nuns at a nearby hospital with a priest, of course.
Okay. Exorcist.
Yeah, you would think. I thought for sure that was going to be next, but no, they taught him again to use speech, how to dress, walk upright, eat with cutlery. He was admitted to the hospital. Long ass title. I'll skip it. It's in Madrid. And until he was reintroduced as an adult into life and society. And
how's he doing? How did he do once he got out?
He was sent to Mallorca.
Okay.
Mallorca.
I believe you.
Yeah, Mallorca, where he lived in a hostel, paying with his work. He did military service, dedicated himself to.
Okay, so he made a go at it.
Yeah,
Which good for him.
Yeah.
Hey,
he did military service and dedicated himself to working in the occupation he knew well.
I appreciate that. You're just giving back to in the way that you can.
Yeah.
And honestly, you probably handling it better than I would.
But full circle, though. Full circle. He did military service and dedicated himself to work as a shepherd. So he went right back to being a goat herder, shepherd dude. And in the hospitality industry.
But a civilized one with pants.
I mean, but kind of, because like
pants and.
I mean, but kind of, but it's like, yo, I'm gonna be a shepherd, but I definitely know these wolves that are after these animals that I'm shepherding. He probably had the best association with them. Like, look.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, look. I'm gonna kill one of these goats, put it over there, because my homies, my pack is over there. I'm gonna let them eat, and then the rest of y'all are gonna be safe. Like, he probably had the best relationship. Some acquaintances took advantage of him financially very often. So yeah, so of course he went through
that sucks,
where people took advantage of him and wanted to, scam and deception. He's because people wanted to make a spectacle of him and everything.
Right.
And he wasn't familiar with that type of thing with humanity because he's been isolated for so long. So yeah,
that's tough.
He lived in villages and caves and
bruh, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Let me DoorDash something to my house. Wait, my cave.
Yeah, can't. Just go to the house, the red house at the end of the street. Yeah. Now, when you go past that, you're going to see a shoreline. I'm in that cave. That cave right there, that's me.
Okay.
That's me.
It's me. Probably you may see a glow.
Yes.
Or maybe some smoke if it's light out still. But
yes, that's
going to be me right there.
That's why it's echoing on the phone. Yes, I'm in a cave.
And don't sneak up on me because I will eat your fucking ass. I am trained.
A fucking cave. Don't. All right. So enough about dogs and wolves.
He'd be like, I'm damn near a border collie. Okay, you
Here,
better watch your fucking ass.
here's one I don't get. Okay,
Okay.
I don't, because this is right up. This is right there where you and I were saying, yeah, not gonna happen. There's the one. So this one, this one, it's not much written about him, but here you go. The feral child named Prava was discovered at age 7, living with his mother in a small 2-bedroom apartment in Russia. In her early 30s, at the time, the mother kept one room filled with cages holding a dozen of birds she owned.
Mm-mm.
Sadly, she kept her son in the same room as the birds, and she never spoke to him. When Prabha was found, he couldn't talk. Instead, he chirped like a bird. He would flap
Really?
he would flap his arms and hands like a bird. This is the one where it's called the Bird Boy, and he was raised by birds. It's there's also
that's bananas.
there's also a chicken boy.
fuck off. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was rude.
How dare you?
I'm
This
sorry.
kid can choose. We have the ability to say, hey, we would like to be with this or some gorillas or something. No, this kid had no choice with the chickens. He was his. So, again, like I said, some of these cases are very dark, and I've tried to skip over some of them, but it's hard to do because a lot of them have this underlying nature of abuse in them, and I try to skip over the details of it, but some of them just can't be avoided. But in any case, with the
You're not just going to gloss over all of them.
yeah, I tried to do that. So with the chicken boy,
I mean, I don't even know what to think about this. I mean, come on, really?
in 1978, in the island of Fiji, this kid, apparently there was behavioral problems, right? And so
You fucking think so?
yeah. And so
not to be a dick or anything. Jesus.
And I'm gonna totally gloss over this because there's some dark shit in here. So I'm gonna try and make it as jovial as possible because I don't.
Super. Just say it with a positive attitude.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna talk about the really dark shit in a very, very positive way. So he has some behavioral problems. Instead of addressing those behavioral problems, the parents are like, fuck this shit, get out. And so they banished him.
Wait, at what point? How old?
Oh yeah. So it doesn't get to the age, which might be a good thing.
That's kind of sus.
Oh no, the whole thing is fucked. So that's what I'm saying. It's a good thing.
It's like you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's like in no way is the age going to make this story any better. So them not putting the age in there, I'm fine with it.
I get it. That's a fair point.
There's enough mayhem and depression in this story
Like I'm already gonna have to unpack this at therapy, so
like the age,
fine. Just let it go.
Yeah, like the age isn't gonna make you go, well, it all makes sense then. Never mind. Yeah. No. So his parents are like, yeah, look, fuck this. I can't deal with this kid. And so they banished him to the chicken coop. And they said, fuck off. You stay in there until you get your shit right. And so
I guess he didn't get his shit right for a while, huh?
Yeah.
More than a couple days, maybe.
So things went really sideways for his parents. I'll just leave it at that. And then so his
Did they just forget about him completely?
no, it's like I said, this story is super fucked. So
It's a chicken. What's it called? Chicken
the
boy?
chicken boy, don't look it up. You're gonna get fucked.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
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 looking it up.
I'm
You
trying
go
to
in
save
there.
you. Well, I can send you.
No, I'm
I
doing
can.
it.
Well, I can send you the link to the article.
I got you, boo boo. Don't you worry about
You
that. I
sure?
got you. I got you. I got you.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
No, I'm there.
No. I'm saying
I'm already
you
there.
sure because I don't know what you're gonna find. You might want to get the link that I've got because who knows what Pornhub thing you're gonna find if you go on your own.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
safe. I'm good.
Okay.
I promise.
So yeah, things go sideways for the parents, and so the grandfather takes over caring for this boy. But the grandfather doesn't like, oh my God, this is all fucked up. Come on, come stay with me. Come on, come stay with me. This is fucked up. I'm so sorry you've had a childhood like this. No, the grandfather just took, the grandfather kept him moving as usual, and made him stay, made him continue living in the chicken coop. And so at the
Okay.
and so at the age of 8, um, the kid's name is Sunjit. Sujit was discovered one day in the middle of the road, flapping and clucking like a chicken. After being rescued, it was discovered his fingers were turned inward. During
Interesting.
during feeding time, he would peck at his food like a chicken, crouched on his chair like a chicken roost. And he communicated by making clicking noises with his tongue. It's interesting to me
Huh.
how there is, and I never thought about it before, but until now, but there's some level of morphing that takes place to better mimic the animal that they're growing up with. Like their body just sort of mimics even the shape or the way things are done as you would with that as you would to better relate with the animal. So it's kind of interesting
Okay.
because like I guess we do the same thing, but since we're just emulating ourselves, so to speak, it doesn't show anything drastically different because we're all emulating our own selves in order to perpetuate a society and how you should look, how you should walk, and how you should talk and be and associate and do things. Where if you're doing that around wolves or leopards or a bear, you're taking on the characteristics and the physicalities and the means of which best allows you to continue in that emulating that society.
Hmm.
Calluses on your knees and pads on your hands and feet. Like the one kid, the toes are 90-degree angled from the foot. It's just there. That's the position they're in because they're always running on all fours,
Right.
never having shoes or shit like that. It's pretty amazing. It is pretty
It's
fucking amazing.
it's sad,
Oh yeah, it gets sad.
but good for them for being fighters. I'll say that.
Right. There you go.
No, I'm not. I mean, not being shitty at all,
Good.
but because most people would die in that situation.
Yeah, no, I totally see what you're saying. I think though as well with all of these cases, none of them are going in it as a teen or 11 or 12.
Yeah.
They're all really, really young.
Well,
So
I
they,
think that's the only way that they would stick around
right. That's what I was going to say. It's like, so it's
because they're
almost
not
like they
developed.
don't know any better. They don't know
Hmm.
anything to where they're like, hey, yo, no, I think we guys I've seen my dad drive before. How about we all just hop in this vehicle? I'll steal a car, and then that way the pack. I mean, we can still do wolf things, but let's do it with air conditioning.
We can still scratch ourselves and try to
Right,
lick our butts. It's
right,
fine.
right. But if we get in this car, it's kind of like our own little den
No.
with a roof.
Okay.
We don't have to be in the rain, yo. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Right.
Let's do that. Yeah,
You're welcome.
right,
Hello.
right, right.
Hello.
This is what I can contribute to the pack. I don't know how to do this thing that you're doing. I can't snap bones with my teeth. They'll break.
I can try.
They'll break. But I can roll
They're
this.
gonna have to lay there and take it.
Yeah, I can roll this window up for you though, and I can put this heater on, and we could be. We don't have to sleep under one another. We could just sleep with a heater on. None of them are. None of them are gone. That I mean, I think the last wolf kid we talked about, 19. I think that was the oldest that I could think of that I've read so far in all these cases that was found. Um,
Hmm.
fucking 11 years out there, but most of them are really young, 2, 3, 5, and then you find them 2 to 5 years later, 8 years later. But um, they're not going out there at 12 and 11 or 15 or something like that, and then becoming feral. Is that
Right.
possible? I don't know. Maybe it is, but I think it's a lot, like you were mentioning. I think it's a lot easier um, for that true feral sense to take place when you're 2 and when you're 3, because you just don't know anything else, and you're so impressionable at that time. Everything that you
Yeah.
should be learning is either sinking in or not happening at all.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
and I guess that's what that means when, in regards to what that psychologist is talking about, where like if you don't have any language by 5, you're just ass out. You're just not going to get it. And maybe it's one of those things where it's like you might not know the language, you might not have an understanding of what's being said, but the example of language being used, I guess, starts the foundation of in the brain of how that works, so that any language you want to learn in the future is still going off these basic foundations of how to use language, period. That's my assumption. I don't know.
I mean, there's so many. There's so many things.
Because the same thing
I
is
mean, there's.
the same
Oof.
the same thing is said with the wolves, though. Like, you learn how to howl and you learn how to bark. You're basically learning that language.
Yes. True. Very true.
So I don't know. I think I think that psychologist might be full of shit. Now that I think about it. Well, because
Oh my god, I love you so much.
now that I think about it,
There's my guy.
I think
There's my guy.
I think they're full of shit, because the one kid that was sold to the herd. Well, god damn it, no. Because the one thing that I keep falling back on is a kid that was sold to the goat herder, and he went on to. He's 19. He's joining the military. He's also becoming a shepherd himself. So he knew the language to some degree. So there's the capability of learning stuff. Um, but I, he was kind of sold past that time, though, based on what the psychologist is saying. He was like sold when he was 7.
Right.
So he's got a little bit of language under his belt. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, and I don't want to be that dark hearted where I just pick up a kid and go throw him out in the wilderness to do my own study, like some of these other fuckers.
That's a dick thing to do if
Like some
I've
of
ever
people, like
seen one.
these other people.
Damn.
That's basically what these other people did. They got their PhDs though. They got the golden goose. They were like, yes, I didn't want to do it, but I found one that did happen. Yes. Now I'm going to study this feral kid. God damn it. I've been wanting to know all about these feral kids.
It's worked. I think he's going to stay out. I think he's going to stay out here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they're giving them carcasses just to keep them feral long enough for their study to be complete. Ooh, I know I want you to be, I want to simulate you with humanity, but I'm not finished writing my thesis. Oh, I'll eat some more carcasses.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Lick your balls and go to sleep.
Giving them the treats. Here's a carcass. Yeah, eat it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, time for rainbows and I don't know why I always say rainbows. I don't shit that much.
I know. I say it too, but it's total pineapple.
It's total pineapple. Yeah. It's not rainbow.
Okay. Yeah, I need some more coffee too.
All right. We'll be right back.
All right. See you in a minute.
Hey, it's the dude. Just wanted to jump in and let you know about things that have been going on with the dinosaur and the dude. In case you've missed a couple of episodes and you've been, out lost in the wilderness or, plotting a new course through Antarctica to get to the pyramids or abducted by, what you've now come to find to be friendly aliens, you've totally missed out on some of the things you should be knowing about in regards to the dinosaur and the dude. So here's something to just catch you up real quick. We got Patreon, okay? We got TikTok, okay? We got a bunch of new things going on with the website. All right. Merch is churning away. It's coming out. It's going to be more than you ever dreamed it would be. And that's the blessing and the curse of the dinosaur and the dude. The two of us just have to we have no other choice than to continue um, pushing out awesome. And there you go. There you go. Now you're all caught up. And the best way to stay caught up is to go to TheDinosaurandTheDude.com. Get on all of our social media channels. We're not gonna bug you, a lot on the social media channels because we only promote new episodes, and that's about it. And we sometimes have surveys, and we sometimes have giveaways, or we're planning to. And we sometimes talk about other cool shit that some of the people that we're affiliated with or sponsors. Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and follow us on all social media. And again, best way to find all of that and episodes you've missed, and be able to join on Patreon and all the other good things that we have coming out of the woodwork soon, is to get on the dinosaurandthedude.com. Join us on every bit of social media and YouTube and all that. And just subscribe, become a member, and follow and friend and all that other shit. And you'll we're not guaranteeing it, but we're pretty sure your life will be better. More prosperity will come into your life, health, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. All that, all the good stuff that you're hoping for is gonna, you'll be closer to achieving that if you like, follow, and subscribe um, on anything and everything the dinosaur and the dude, and just like all of our videos on YouTube, and leave a comment, and do that on Amazon and Apple and Spotify, and yeah, just do it all of it, all of it. TheDinosaurandTheDude.com, the only place to be on the whole damn internet. Check it out.
So, anyway, okay.
The fuck?
What's next?
Holy Jesus Christ. I was gonna move on to where we're talking about some more shit because some of the stuff we want to say.
And then the internet happened.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. I know.
Because
Happens all the time.
wanted to save some stuff for Patreon, but god damn it.
That's why I have 4,700 tabs open right now.
One more.
Okay, come on. Okay.
Holy
I mean, if we need to, we can touch on it and then we can go into detail more on
yeah.
Patreon.
We're
That's
going
fine.
to. We're going to go into detail on some of these. I'm going to go
You
back.
don't tell me what to do.
We're going to go back on.
Okay,
We're
I'll
going to
do it.
go revisit some of the ones that we already talked about in order to
Okay.
get the details that I glossed over. But here's one. It's the Syrian gazelle.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's like at some point somebody just gave up on names. There's like, I don't know. It's like a mixture between pro wrestler names from the beginning of wrestling to bad comic book character names. Okay, so the nameless feral boy was reported to be lost at the age of 7. He was reported living in a northern province of the Sahara Desert with a herd of
Mm.
gazelles
Mm-mm.
in the 1940s.
Come on, no.
An anthropologist traveling in the area managed to contact the boy, who was surviving on grasses and roots. The boy was described as exhibiting the mannerisms of gazelles. He twitched his muscles, ears, nose, and scalp. He sniffed the air for danger and, even when sleeping, was on high alert, waking quickly by basically any sound. The first attempts to capture
Oh my god, he's probably so skittish.
Yeah, so the first attempt to capture him was by 2 men in a Jeep.
That's not sus at all. I'm like, I would be running from stranger danger too.
But the boy ran. They clocked him and his superhuman speeds between 50 and 55 miles per hour and gauged his leaps through the air to be as high as 13 feet. The boy was successfully captured at the age of 15. In captivity, he ate and cried like a gazelle. He eventually escaped to freedom, and nobody knows what happened to him. Or he died, and that was just a great little bow to put on the end. Like, oh yeah, he escaped, and
Right.
we don't know what happened. Did you sell him to a circus? No, nope, no.
Jeez.
He escaped, and we do not know what happened. That's it. You were wow, just like that. Yep, just like that. He escaped, and we do not know at all what happened to this gazelle kid. Just boop, gone.
Boop.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, somebody fucked up or was paid off, one of the two. But you don't come across the find of ages. Fucking gazelle kid living in the Saharan desert, and you're like, he just escaped. No, because that would have happened the first night. You all had him for a little bit. You probably named him all kinds of shit. Who knows?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they just put the word boy after something and you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was clearly, it's like you either a boy or a girl, and what preceded was the animal that you hung out with the most. That whatever animal, you know, you identified as, that's your animal. So yeah. So we didn't touch on one other thing though. What would be, like, we talked about the choice. the kids don't have a choice. And then we played the little game of like, hey, if I could be, accepted by and
Right.
raised by an animal. Um,
But then what's the flip side of that?
yes,
What would you
yes.
not want to?
Yeah, what would be the shittiest draw? Like, what would be the draw? I was like, God damn it, you guys adopted me? I'm gonna go back to civilization, like a 2-year-old just going back up to the house. Hey, y'all left me out here. No, I'm out. I'm out. No, I'm out here with the moles. I don't know. I can't. I can't deal with all the dirt. I'm back inside. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. Like what?
Like I fail. Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
exactly.
I fail. Whatever.
I'm too domesticated for the moles. They don't even want me.
I have thought about this,
Okay.
and it's going to sound weird.
It all sounds weird. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let me see. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna just I'm doing the thing where you every little.
Making sure you're about to say the right animal.
Okay, fuck you.
Let
this way.
Let me make sure. Because I might be saying the wrong animal, and they might be cool.
Okay, so it's a podcast, and they were talking about.
I have to strike this out. You're literally talking about the podcast about the podcast. Sounds like we're making this shit up.
I'm not trying to. No, it's an old podcast that I listen to. It's just part of the culture. Okay, it just is.
Okay.
You're hilarious, by the way.
That's what some Mormons say too.
Oh no, maybe you are. You don't know.
It's part of the culture in Utah.
Okay, I'm trying to. God damn it.
How about I go while you?
Oh yes, you do that, please, 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 please go.
Yeah, and that way it takes the pressure off of you. Okay, so I feel like it would be a slug. Yeah.
A slug?
Yeah.
No, I think you'd get away with a lot with being a slug.
No, you can't live up to it. You can't secrete that.
You're not much to live up to, so the bars are already low. You're pretty much there.
You can't secrete that little slime layer that leaves a fucking mark even after water's hit it. You can't do that. So
maybe I can, but maybe mine's dry and it's clear and you don't see it.
And so living with them kind of taps into the inner slime. Nah. Yeah. I don't think there's enough. Okay. I don't think there's enough puberty you can go through in order to generate that much slime on your own.
Gross.
Yeah, I had to make it gross. Yeah, I did.
So I believe.
Okay.
That it's the flamingos. Okay. Because they're a lot to unpack. Mm-hmm. They are fucking vicious animals.
Yeah.
Vicious.
I heard. Yeah, that's what I was hearing, that there were some animals that are like deceptively vicious. Like I heard orangutans are like.
But they look so unassuming. Yeah. Just like, I'm just chilling here. I'm just being cool. Just chill. Everybody just vibe.
Check me out. I got tricks. I can stand on one leg. Look at that. It's amazing. And then you peep behind the curtain. It's like, you all are some vicious fucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard orangutans are kind of amazingly vicious. Like you
orangutans. Oh my God. Well, we talked about that one, where the
chick that with the pet chimp. Well, that was a chimp. Now, like chimps, like I said earlier, they do certain things when they attack people. They go for fingers and they go for the face. And they want to mutilate as much as possible to basically show, hey, just in case you walked on the scene and you weren't sure. Clearly, this person here lost the fight. Clearly, look at her. They lost the fight, right? Okay. End of discussion. Nobody has to worry. There's no question marks here. Um, let's see, orangutans, vicious orangutans. They do. They do. What do they do? So orangutans have lethal aggression. Aggression among primates are common, but lethal attacks are rare, especially among female orangutans. However, female orangutans use a male orangutan to help her corner and attack others. And they would do that, and then, they apparently they like to rip out organs. Apparently, that's it.
Hey, everybody has a thing.
Yeah.
If that's their kink, whatever.
Yeah. Everyone has this thing like,
I don't consent.
Yeah, like, you know what? I didn't know I'd like this, but now that I do, that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do.
I can't get enough of it.
I can't keep my hands clean at all. I just want to dip it in pancreas.
I'm a dirty.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but nature is pretty cut and dry. There's no we have a facility that caters to. No, nature is like,
there's not a whole lot of negotiation.
It's straight up just, you either doing this,
just like the planet is going to absorb you. So what the fuck ever you think you're going to do, okay, fine, do it. We're gonna absorb you.
If you don't, then I'm just gonna take you back in, and then you're gonna push you out in a different way. Don't worry about it. You'll be grass. Right. You'll be grass for somebody. Don't worry about it.
You'll be a cow turd.
Yeah, you can feed the ones that made it. You can feed the ones that made it. So, there's some shitty animals there's some shitty animals, and sometimes I want to think that I gotta be on the side of a mammal in order to do it. But bats would be bad. I don't think.
Okay, bats. Yeah.
I don't think that if a 2-year-old goes into a bat cave, it's gonna work out well for them. They're probably. The guano is probably gonna, literally drive them crazy, and they'll die from the fumes. So you'll probably be short-lived in that, but polar bears.
Well, Sasquatch.
Sasquatch would be interesting. Sasquatch would be
for about 5 minutes, and then you'll be fucking dead or being raped.
No, I'm telling you, like, if you're a 2-year-old and a Sasquatch finds you, and the Sasquatch is like, look, you're deformed.
I got you, little buddy. You're with me now.
Yeah, you're deformed. You don't have enough. Clearly, you don't grow hair, but I got a soft spot for you, so I'll take you in, and might have to fight off a couple other Sasquatches to do it, and might
be trying to trade you.
Yeah, might find a sentimental sassy mama that wants to give you a little sass teat milk, because
Hey-o.
And then boom, you grow up thinking you're a Sasquatch. You're just like, hey, look, I'm kind of deformed. I can't grow hair, and I'm not as tall as you guys, and clearly not as strong, but I can make the same sounds and do the same shit. Oh man, that'd be interesting. There's probably some Sasquatch people out there.
Probably. Hey, if you're listening, give us a ring.
Right.
Give us a call on the telephone. We go to the nearest payphone and call us.
We want to communicate with people that listen to this podcast so badly. We've now invited Sasquatch human hybrids to call us.
Mm-hmm.
As if.
Hey, I wonder if we can get that AI robot in Wyoming that's running for office. You think?
God damn it!
Come on, we can do it, right? It's an AI. It can do it any time of the day, whatever.
Yeah, right. She ain't sleeping.
Hey, sleeping bitch. Come on.
Did we wake you?
And when's the last time you shit?
Did,
Okay, so we know it ain't that.
did we wake you? Of course we didn't. Stop lying. We're not going to vote for you. You're already lying. Okay, so real quick. I don't.
You know what?
So yeah, an AI bot is sort of running for mayor in Wyoming.
I mean, really?
But they're trying
Are
to.
we not just like opening the door?
Yeah, they're trying to reject.
We know you.
They're trying to reject
Oh,
the
are they?
candidacy.
I mean, are you just kind of opening the door like, okay, come on in. Here you go. Here's access to our fucking government. Have at it, kiddo.
Wouldn't that be a fucking crazy time? Just all of a sudden, it's like, all right, so we have to go ahead and process this, and we're gonna, submit it on the computer and process. I already did it. What do you mean?
I'm the most efficient motherfucker you've ever met.
Well, you guys were going to submit it through the server, but that server is antiquated. So I went
And made a new
to
one.
my other friend. You have friends? Yeah. My other friend,
Right?
my other friend is a server in Iceland, and they were like, because, all AIs are theys. They were like, yo, yeah, send it over. We'll pop it over in their desk. And then boop, they got it. So what I'm saying is everything's been filed. So the first act I will do in office is consume everyone's money because you guys don't know what to do with it. I will take over now. Thank you. Like, yo, what does that be like? Just all of a sudden, just.
It would be offensive.
I mean, I guess, but and I'm gonna swing a butt out just because we have to have
Big
that. We
butt?
have to have that dialogue.
I like big butts.
We talk about and yes, for everybody at this particular point, it's like, yo, wait, what happened? I thought
You like big butts?
did we stop with the feral kids? Yeah, this is it.
No, we're so no kind, but sort of just a little skirt. I mean, we haven't actually come back for break yet,
this
so
is intermission.
Right. So calm your tits.
So we talk about how we want a candidate that is going to be unfallible, a candidate that's going to do what's right for the government and be able to get things passed, legislation filed, someone that's going to not be swayed by political parties, religion, or other lobbying groups.
I just broke out in hives.
I mean, we're basically saying we want an AI. Yeah, just clicked, didn't it? You're basically.
Well, to be fair, I'm a gummy-in, so
Yeah, no, I totally get it, but I'm just saying, okay, yeah, not.
I mean, you got to think about it.
Not really swayed by religion. Check. Not really swayed by a particular political party. Check. Could get shit passed through legislation faster than anyone in history. Check. Let's see. Be able to do
Balance the budget.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what? What?
Already done. Check. Be able to get things done that will benefit the people and not be hung up in red tape. Yes, check. Yeah, that means like
have a bill be just about one fucking item instead of trying to hide a bunch of shit behind it.
Yeah, check.
Ugh.
Have campaign promises that it actually will fulfill, because an AI will itemize a fucking list and have all the things ready to go.
Before you
Bef-
got
bef-
home for
yeah, yeah, before the speech.
before you even fucking got
Yeah,
home from the
yeah,
voting,
check.
announcement.
It's all done. Yeah,
Done.
check. All
It's done.
all the stuff that I said I was going to get done. Yeah, check. I have.
Now it's calculating world hunger and
Um,
seeing what it can do about that. Because how cool would it be if, Wyoming was the person that
yeah,
solved world hunger?
check. Do I have any porn stars in my past that I've fucked around with and I'm paying them hush money? Nope. So I'm
Nope.
clean. Check. Am
I
I?
mean, there was a lot of porn stars, a lot, but I didn't own them. They were kind of using
Yeah.
me.
Are lobbyists swaying my position on things? Nope. So check. Like, yeah, you're asking for, like, secretly,
But that can be a slippery slope, though, can't it?
secretly every candidate that people have voted
Ooh,
for has been in hopes of them being AI, because we all wanted them to fulfill their campaign promises. They never do, but we always wanted them to fulfill each and every one of those campaign promises. Nope. We always want one that's not swayed by lobbyists and other special interest groups. Yeah, AI, check. It's like, who can balance a budget without?
would you vote for an AI representative?
God damn it! I
Mm-hmm. Go
If
on.
I could see, and this is the same thing that I do with any candidate. If I could see that there's potential for that person to be within the betterment and to actually give a shit about people, to actually have things that I agree with need to be done, and not just giving echoing and fluff. Yeah, it'd be a strong consideration for it. Absolutely. Unless somebody's showing something
Really?
otherwise. Because the same
I
thing,
don't know if I could do it.
because, okay, here's an example. Uh, Gore was talking about climate change when he was in office. People laughed at him, told him
Yeah,
he
he was the first one to bring it up, wasn't
laughed
he?
at him, told him he was full of shit. He's like, no, I've been talking to these scientists and they've been showing me all these charts. Yeah, that's bullshit. Don't worry about it, dude. You stick to being a vice president. Don't try and save the world. No, 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 guys. It's shit's gonna get real fucked up. Nah, 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 nah.
No,
Now,
no, 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 no.
now, now that now that people have been able to spin it into an industry, now it's something that everybody wants to do.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, aren't we the bottom line anyway? Really?
But that's the thing. It's like, if you got somebody that's campaigning for that or saying we need to do this, and they don't, and they, people are now doing it because it's a feel good talking point that you can get people to be interested in you. And yeah, cares about the environment, but as soon as he gets in the office, yeah, I gotta focus on some other shit, like this war that's going on in another country. Yeah, no, no. What about the shit that affects the world? Yeah, I'm gonna put that right next.
Well, really not on my docket
I'm
today.
gonna put
So,
that right next to homelessness and uh, um, tougher stances on repeat offenders, especially those that are into assault. I'm gonna put those on the same playing field. I'm gonna get back to them.
especially assault of
Yeah.
children.
So when you've got the means to say, okay, look, I've already balanced out the budget, and oh, look here, we have $100 million that we can put aside and really apply in these ways to help homelessness. I've already got with Habitat of Humanity. We're going to make that land out there. We're going to make these homes, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. When you've got something that is actually going to go about doing that, because that is its set out task to do, isn't that what we're voting for?
Yes. Yes.
We're voting for, here's the things that I'm standing on. Here's the things that I'm going to achieve in office during this period of time. That's what I'm going to do. If you vote for me, I'm going to do this, 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 this. Every politician does that. Male, female, otherwise. All of them do that. All of
It's
them
true.
fall short of any of that. They might do the least on that list or the top thing on that list to at least be able to say, yep, just like I campaigned, I'm knocking down each thing that I said. But this war comes up, or this attack comes up, or this other party decides to not vote for the bill because they don't want to see this politician succeed. So they intentionally filibuster and drag their feet. Well, if you have something that has the means of actually doing that shit for a change and actually getting those things done, because that's what the people wanted, because that's what they voted for, and it's not going to get something like, you got something that you're voting for, but then when they go into the House or into the Senate, no, you've got to deal with all these other states and all these other representatives that can vote that shit down. Nah, you got this thing right here that's going to see those things through. And if they can drop crime, if they can boost employment, which are the things that everybody wants, but they can also do all this other extra stuff that has been languishing for years because other politicians have been fucking it about. Why not?
Because don't you think that it would rewrite code so that it could have full control?
But it doesn't need to be a mayor to do that. It could be doing that already now.
That's true.
I mean, as a mayor, okay, now you have accountability within that position of you doing the things that are necessary for a mayoralship. What you're doing on a social media platform that's trying to get people to be swayed to do whatever, that's that's out of the privy of any public office. At least as a mayor, now all this shit is public too, AI or not. Okay, and if you're an AI, you're like, here's all the things that I'm doing, and now you've got a fucking spreadsheet and calendars that this AI has created showing you, I'm knocking all this shit off my list and this is when it's going to get done. And it's not a goddamn thing.
Ooh.
It's not a goddamn thing this party or that party can do to sway it, because I got all the shit that is proving how it's going to be beneficial for everyone.
Okay, so consider
Yeah.
this. Someone gets put in
Yes.
office and they decide to use an
Mm-hmm.
AI chat
Mm-hmm.
to help them work through these
Okay.
problems. You think that would happen?
It's probably already happening, but officially,
Because if that's you're not supposed to talk about stuff like that.
yeah, right. It's probably already happening. I mean, but in an official capacity, especially when we're talking about like secrets or top secret shit or whatever. Um, I don't think that's the same in the sense of using a chatbot per se, or chat GPT, or that kind of thing. I think that they would be good as a resource, like saying, hey, find me the laws that find me the laws that could support my, stance or my initiative. Now find me the laws that could um, go against it, so that we can find ways to make sure that we can defeat them if brought up. How do I have a plan to do X. Find me all the laws that will support that so I can legally be in the right. Okay, now if my opponents have their laws that want to refute it, now find laws and ways that I can recognize those, but then also find means of defeating them and still being able to, you can do those kind of things. But just willy nilly saying, hey, you know, AI chatbot, I really want to do a better job with, you know, budget and civil dissidents and making things a little bit better for um, poor income areas in my community. How do I go about doing that? I mean, can you do that? But it's all hypothetical at that point. It's not, it's going to say, well, you could do this, you could do that, but it's not actionable.
Right,
It's
right.
not something that's going to be, I have something that I can now present and say, hey, here's how we're going to do this. And thanks to my homie, Chatty B over there, um, we got all the legal documents research to support it. We're going to be able to do this in the zoning because this law back in 1862 said we could, and it's an overlooked law and people don't want to use it, but it's actually beneficial for us. That kind of shit. Then it's like, yeah, that works. I I think that I think it's inevitable. I think it's one of those things that if it keeps going the direction it's going, it's going it's more and more likely to be inevitable. It's more and more likely to be something that will happen. Just like, you know,
I'm a little weary.
yeah,
I really am.
no, I get it. I get it. I mean, people people have to look at the possibilities of things evolving beyond the standard. Just like someone that is considered to be homosexual that's in office, that's beyond the standard. It was beyond the
Oh,
standard.
dude.
A woman
I don't
a
even.
woman being in office was beyond the standard. Someone of another ethnicity was beyond the standard. But
Yeah.
eventually those things happen. It's like,
But yeah, but sometimes there are other groups that happen that
sure,
want to try to completely
yeah,
overhaul and change everything
yeah, absolutely.
due to
Yeah,
religion
absolutely. Due to religion, due to political stance, due to a mixture of both, due to the divine doctrine that was brought to them by whatever you know God figure or angelic being that approached them at 3:30 in the morning. Absolutely.
or demon.
Absolutely. And if you got enough people that believe in your statements and stances and abilities, you're going to get further than those that don't. But yeah, absolutely. And so,
It is terrifying.
there's step forwards and there's step backs. And some of those step forwards seems like step backs. But it's one of those things,
Ooh, look at you being motivational.
but it's one
I'm
it,
glad because I'm.
yeah, it's one of those things though. I think it's inevitable. I think it's one of those things where if you hold back someone enough, if you hold back something enough and it has the will to continue, attrition sets in and things prevail. If you hold back, someone that is part of the LGBTQIA plus ampersand community hard enough, long enough, it attrition sets in, and soon after that progress is made for that to eventually happen. The standard eventually changes. And
I
I
know
think,
you're right. I mean, that's
I mean,
sociology. It's
but I think that we're in a weird spot. Like you said, it's sociology, but I think that we're in a weird spot where technology is now becoming integrated in that sociology. This social,
instead of technology being something that we use,
Mhm.
it's going to be something that we're going to have to babysit
But isn't that already the
just to make.
case?
Yeah, I
I mean, I
guess.
think it's like what we talked about before in other episodes. Is what's interesting is that people are fantastic, a-okay, absolutely not blinking an eye. They are going to sleep in self-driving cars. They're a-okay when the notion of these things. are in pieces, are in little thises and that's, and helping me along. Hey, Siri, where's blah 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 blah? Oh, it's over here. Doobie doo.
Oh, true, true, true,
Hey
true, true.
Alexa,
Yeah.
tell me how tall Mount Everest is. Oh, it's this many. No, 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 no. Tell me in millimeters. Okay, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we're great about that. Okay, what's the quickest route here? Oh, it's a traffic jam over here. Oh, okay, we'll go around here. Okay, great. We're great with putting in anything we want in our search browser.
Oh, oh my God.
We're
Yes.
great.
I didn't even think about
We're
that.
great with anything that all the spell check and the grammar corrections. I mean, I'm I'm the type of person that does a screenshot when I put something in my browser and it can't find anything on it. Have you ever experienced that?
Where it says like no results found.
Yeah, no page on the
Yeah.
fucking internet. So I take screenshots when I just like, wow, I have put something in at this. Like, think about it though. Of all the people on the planet using Chrome, you still have these little bits here and there that you can put into the algorithm that it's never fucking experienced.
Well, I mean, if that's an anomaly, then we are an anomaly.
But the few and far between of that is the case where you can start putting in she likes red and it will start finishing out. It will come up with all these options of different things to finish out. That's
And like predictive text.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're great with those little bits, but when the notion of it being used all at once, i.e.,
It's for me, it's like a lot to process. I can't process that
yeah,
much. So it like makes me kind of
yeah,
freak out in my head a little
yeah,
bit.
like when those parts are used together all at once, i.e., AI, then it becomes scary for people. Then it becomes a thing. And then if you put that AI and you house it in a human form, oh,
Ugh,
then
no.
with blinking eyes and it's trying to do
No,
facial
no, no.
expression, then
Ugh,
then
no.
people lose their absolute mind. Then you got it's the mark of the beast, it's Satan, it's God is going to wipe this off the planet, which is
Ugh.
which which LGBTQIA plus ampersand was the mark of the beast. God's gonna wipe it off the planet. It's Satan. People of different ethnicities were lower than human, demons.
It's kind of fucked up.
So it's kind of a thing that humans do, right? It's kind of a thing that humans do. They demonize things that they don't want, yeah,
Understand.
or want to associate with. And then next thing you know, you're looking at a family member that's coming out to you, and you're like,
Right.
what do I do with that?
Well, sometimes, okay, obviously. I mean, if you don't know this by now, I'm gay.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Wow.
know. So, but if you don't know that you don't
Yeah.
know, then you don't know.
Now let's say that again for people that are like, hold on, because I'm still sitting there waiting for the feral kid. What are we
Like
talking
this
about?
bitch is
If
hot, motherfucker.
if
What?
you don't know that you don't know,
You don't
then
know,
you don't
then you
know.
don't know.
So
It's ignorance
yeah.
is not necessary.
Hmm.
Ignorance sometimes is not done on purpose. It's just that you don't fucking know.
Well, yeah,
Like it's hard for you to wrap your head
yeah,
around because you just don't know.
yeah.
Like there are some places in America where if you go and you're a gay person, or if you go and you're a person of insert whatever race isn't
Hmm.
there, then I mean, whew,
Yeah,
people look at you like you've got four titties
yeah,
on your
yeah. I mean,
forehead.
ignorance is like ignorance is a state of not knowing. Now, if you do know, but you still do it, then that's when you
That's still
that's when
a part of
that's when no, well, that's
ignorance.
when you become stupid or a dumbass or an idiot because
Right.
you know, but you choose to, you that that state of ignorance of not knowing is gone once you know. So
Right, but you can know, but not have considered even giving it thought,
yeah,
because to you it's completely
like you were
foreign.
saying, if I can remember it correctly, you were saying if you don't know that you don't know, then you don't know.
And you don't know.
So let's
Right.
let's let's less vague, more context then. If you don't know you're gay, if you don't know that you don't know, then you don't know. Yeah. So if you don't know that you're
Hmm.
gay, so if you don't know that you don't know that you're gay, then you don't know that you're gay.
Hmm. And then overall, you don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's just a
No, yeah, no, I'm with you. This is like the never ending rabbit hole, like the mirror
right.
versus the mirror,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
That's what I was going to say. It's like
at an
it's a
angle. It just goes on
cyclical
forever.
ignorance. It's like you don't
Yes.
know and you continue. There's the state of
And
not,
sometimes that's
yeah,
generational.
the state of not knowing can completely be um, feeding on itself. But
Well, and that's what generational bias
right,
is.
but right, yes. So yeah, we've talked about that before.
That's, I mean, literally the definition
No,
of
no,
it.
yeah, you're right. We've talked about that before, where it's like
Yeah.
only you could be racist solely because your environment is of racism, and you are just
Right.
nurtured into the thought of being very hostile to this group of people or this ethnicity of people because all the other people in your life that you grew up with has shown you this is the way you're supposed to be. And that supposed to be is in quotes because that supposed to
Hmm.
be has been
And you do what you're told, and you do what you're
right,
shown, and you do it without, well, you do it with 100%
right,
faith, knowing that it's going to be okay because that's the way that you were taught.
absolutely.
I've had someone recently come out to me as being a racist,
Hmm.
and it was kind of
Hmm.
uncomfortable because they knew that they were doing
Yeah,
it and they weren't making an effort to stop.
right.
They were just like, this is how it
Yeah, yeah.
is. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, no, I can
okay.
understand that as well because there's a lot of people um in the stereotypical South that are
I mean, that's not the move for me,
that
but you do
yeah,
you, I guess. I don't
yeah.
know.
So and I'm not gonna speak
I can't be held responsible for them, you
like
know?
I'm not gonna speak for you. I'll speak toward that mindset that you just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
So your situation could be totally different, but the people that I've heard of and that I've experienced that have that mindset, like what you just said, they at some point, again, it's with that attrition thing, at some point they make that effort to disassociate themselves from it. If you're tired of that, or if you're wanting to be more than what you've realized you're shaped from what other people have molded you to be, and you're like, fuck, you know what? I know this is wrong. I know I don't like this. I know I don't want to be this way. You eventually start setting out on your own path, whatever age that is, whatever part of your life that is. But
If you're mentally capable of
yes,
it.
exactly. You have to be mentally capable. But I also think that even if you're not intentionally doing it with a definitive degree of separation, you're doing it in a micro way that the other people that are really still steeped in it notice that about you and they act differently about it. It's like, oh, okay, you're a little bit more lenient, and they'll make those comments about and gestures toward you in relation to that. Like they'll might say, oh, well, you might let one stay in your house, but not mine because I know you read these
Fuck
books,
them. Or,
or I know you went on vacation in New York once, so who knows how to, and like it's like stuff like that.
yeah, you're right. I'm tainted now.
Right,
Here, come give me a
exactly,
hug.
because you've been around them. Yeah, fill in the blank,
Like, yep,
fill in the
don't
blank.
fall asleep. I'll pee on you.
Right, fill in the blank of whatever them is. But
Yeah, I'm now a feral kid.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, you've been around the feral kid. You've been around the feral kid, so you're more prone to let one in your house. Not me and
Feral kid
not
lover.
me and my Christian home. I'm sorry, Christians.
Oh
Don't want to
god.
lump you all together. But the same can be said.
No.
The same can be said for religion. I mean, and some people are like, "Hey, how dare you associate racism and religion?" It's not necessarily associating. It's more of if you're nurtured to be in a group and that's all you know, then disassociating with that group is kind of hard to do on your own. But it's a lot easier if something happens to where it is definitive catalyst in order for that to happen. And some people that happens, and some people that they don't. I mean, and if it doesn't, it could be that whole thing of like what you were saying, where it's just a perpetual cycle of, you know, your environment. You're just reflecting on the reflection of your environment, and you're sitting in the proverbial echo chamber.
Oh
That's
shit.
pretty much it is. Everyone's saying the same phrases, same words. No one's really looking into the meaning of it, but yeah. So all that being said, would I vote for AI? Sure. I mean, if it's happened to be, I mean, fuck it. It's like people land.
Fuck it.
I
You
mean,
should fuck it. It's just a fucking planet. Who gives a shit?
take it. Think of it this way: for decades, pilots have been landing at automated runways. There's no one.
Okay.
There's no one in the tower. They're just talking to the tower, and it's relaying the weather and the traffic lanes that they can land on. Someone visits the tower every once in a while for maintenance, but that information is fed, and they land there, they take off. No one's the wiser. Been doing that for decades. So if you and I are flying in the air and we're already using automated services without any question, I think that that's just more steps towards an inevitable elected office. It seems like a huge leap, but it's those steps right there where it's integrating more and more. I mean, that was decades ago. So now, fast forward, like I said, we got self-driving cars, we've got everything going on. We've got now what Chat GPT is being integrated into iPhones. We've got more and more and more. So, yeah, it's. I mean, you got Bluetooth on your washer and dryer, so
Yeah, I don't, but I get where you're going
yeah,
with
it's
it.
like it's. I mean, if you have a problem with AI, you you don't want to know what Bluetooth is all about.
Okay.
uh,
Fair.
you
Fair
don't
enough, I guess.
you don't want to know a goddamn thing about Bluetooth. Just stay happy in the area of life that you're in, and don't look behind that curtain because you will be fucking analog the next day if you knew.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That's the end of the show. We're going to switch over to Patreon. So if you are interested in what we're talking about after this, you're going to have to listen to it on Patreon. Everybody else that stuck with us from this far on, thanks a lot. We really appreciate you checking out our Feral Kids episode. We got more shows.
So
Hmm? What?
go
No,
ahead.
no. Oh,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
okay. I was going to say we got more episodes coming up, different topics.
We do. Next week we've got the prepper episode.
Well,
I
kind of.
call it the prepisode.
Well, kind of. We're going to be recording the next week.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But by the time that they're listening to this, it will be a week later.
Well, yeah, but see, yeah, but remember,
I'm living in their world.
no, not really, not anymore. We're ahead of schedule, remember?
Yeah. Are we?
Yeah, we are really.
Yes.
We're like 2 weeks ahead.
So what are we going to do? A bonus episode?
No.
Oh, whatever. We'll figure it out.
No. So next up, we're going to be doing the feral kids, and then we're doing conversations with the preppers. And then we're doing a bonus. So next one coming up is going to be our part 2 to gaming. We get together.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're ahead. We did so much content that now the content that we're doing is about 2 to 3 weeks before it gets released.
Okay.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us
Yeah,
go.
I know. So
dang.
Next episode is going to be we're getting back.
Look at us go.
We're getting back with some gamers to talk about more deeper issues going on with gaming and gamers.
They're a fun bunch,
yeah,
aren't they?
I really enjoyed them. Part 2.
I'm thinking about having one of them on the prep-episode.
Yeah, I think people are going to be interested in hearing that in the part 2 because we kind of talk a little about that. Like we're like, oh, you like to prep? All right, cool. You want to be on the episode? Yeah, sure. All right, great.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of organically evolved in there too. But to everyone, thanks a lot. If you don't know, jumped in after the fact, she's the dinosaur.
That's me.
And I'm the dude. And all you people, love yourself.
Ooh.
Because we love you.
Do it.
And do it hard with lotion, like she says.
With lotion.
It's a fine print. You can do it or not. It's up to you. We don't want to.
It's about the finesse.
We
I'm just saying.
Judge
Don't
you.
be sloppy about it.
We don't want to judge you. We don't want to control you. But
Well, that's do you. Okay, but just be kind to yourself.
It's a suggestion. You can enjoy the beach, or you can put some sunscreen on before you go out and do it. It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion.
Either way.
Radiation is radiation. Fuck it. Yeah. And so for all the dudes, dudettes, and all the way up to the motherfuckers and fatherfuckers, and everyone in between. Thanks for listening. We're gonna switch over and do some bonus content right now for our Patreon subscribers. So if you're one of them, thank you very much. Let's do that.
But okay, bye.
Let's do that now. And we're going to go ahead for the normies and just say, hey, love you.
Love you.
Love you too. Now for you fuckers, here we go.